It is very easy to be critical of yourself. It's easy to see all of your weaknesses. It's easy to be unknown about the future. It's easy to have a lot of stress and uncertainty and to be difficult on yourself. No matter what chapter of your life in, it's easy to have fear and doubts and questions about the future. But then ultimately, whenever you get to that future, when you look back, you realize that a lot of your fears and concerns were not really that founded. Actually, there's a lot of research in psychology that shows that the anticipation of an event is always bigger than the event itself. For example, you may dread and fear asking your boss for a raise for months, and you may spend a lot of time worrying about that. But then ultimately, when you get yourself to do it, you realize it wasn't that big a deal. This is true of both positive and negative things. You may want something for a long time. I have 6 kids. These kids sometimes spend like weeks or months really wanting a certain toy, and they're so excited about it, and they're just anticipating it and wanting it and wanting it. Then once we get it for them, they get bored of it in like a week. And so often the experience itself is less than you are making it out in your head. But often, because we have so much anxiety and uncertainty toward the future, and also we can see our current weaknesses, we're very critical and hard on ourselves. But our future selves can look back on where we're at right now with a lot of compassion. Just like if you look back on your former self, look back on any episode of your life. It could be while you're in college, could be some other time. Chances are, if you look back on your former self, you focus on the good things you did. You're not overly critical about yourself. Actually, there's a lot of research that shows that your view of the past is based on where you're at in the present. We're always changing how we feel about our past, but if you're moving forward in your life, chances are you look at your past self with a lot more compassion and empathy than you used to give yourself. Whatever episode of life you're in, for example, when I was a PhD student, I was so hard on myself. We were foster parents of 3 kids. I was always anxiety. I had anxiety about my future. I was stressed. And I was hard on myself. But now when I look back on myself as during those graduate years, I'm just proud of myself. I'm proud of what I did. And so I want you to know that whatever you're dealing with right now, whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever uncertainty and anxiety you have towards your future self is going to look back at you right now with a lot of compassion and empathy. And so you might as well just give yourself that compassion right now. Rather than having so much anxiety and dread and stuff about the future, just have faith in the future. Your future is as bright as your faith. Also, your future self is the thing that determines how you feel in the present. You might as well actually just let go. There's a great quote that says, expect everything and attach to nothing. Realize your future self is going to be really proud of who you are right now. And so you might as well just be proud of yourself right now. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have anxiety. There's a great quote from Soren Kierkegaard. He says, anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. When you have freedom towards your future and when you're actually making choices and moving forward, there's uncertainty. And you want to move forward toward that. But you can still in the moment you don't have to be so dang hard on yourself. Remember this, your current self is not the be-all end-all. Your current self is temporary. Your current self is ignorant. Your current self is just a blip on the radar. Your future self is going to be very different. And your future self is going to look at your current self differently. When they're looking back on this period of your life, they're going to be proud of you. They're going to see things differently than you now see them. So there's no point in you being so hard on yourself. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you to be hard on yourself. It doesn't help you to stress out and to not feel excited about your future. You can actually reframe stress into excitement. You can know that your future self is going to succeed, but you can also know that your future self knows better than your current self. They're going to look back on the situation with a lot of empathy and a lot of respect and courage. So you might as well just give yourself that empathy right now. By the way, my name is Dr. Benjamin Hardy. I'm the best-selling author of multiple books, and down below you can get free access to my free 30-day Future Self course. So what did you learn from this? Please comment down below and share with me your thoughts on how you can use this exercise to reduce your stress. Your future self is going to not be angry at you. Your future self is going to be proud of everything you're doing right now. They're not going to be overly emphasizing your current weaknesses. Think about it. Think about yourself 10 years ago. Do you really care about the weaknesses of who you were 10 years ago? No, you don't. Instead, you think about the things that you were doing well. And so, yes, you have weaknesses right now. Yes, you're making mistakes, but your future self isn't going to be worried about those things. They're going to be proud of the progress you're making. They're going to be proud of what you're doing. So you might as well just be proud of yourself right now, make right decisions, move forward, set your future self up for success. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later.